Today, we are going to bust some film festival myths, and that's right, you heard me correct. I said we. I'm joined with my two guests from Dances with Films. We are going to debunk, dispel, and disprove film festival myths on this episode of
The Film Festival Guide.
Lindsay, Ariana, thank you very much for being here today. Could you just give us a quick elevator pitch? Who are you and what do you do over at Dances with Films?
I'm Ariana Farina, and I'm the narrative features programmer and senior producer here at Dances with Films.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Smith-Sands. I'm festival director and narrative shorts programmer for Dances with Films.
How long have you guys been working with Dances?
Maybe 10 plus years now. I was a screener for a few years before I actually got into programming.
I've been with the festival for about 8 years. I started out as a volunteer, kept giving more of my time, and ended up where I am today.
Well, thank you very much. Are you guys ready to bust some myths with us here today?
Let's do it.
All right. Our very first myth, cover letters aren't important. Nobody reads them. Is that true? Is that busted?
Definitely busted. So cover letter is a really great place that you can introduce how you are as a person in relation to the film festival. There are other sections. There's a director's statement where you can talk about the film, what's really fantastic. We'll look at that. There's plenty of sections where you can talk about all the wonderful things about yourself in the film. But here's really where we can see why you might be a good fit at our specific festival. And sometimes we don't know if you care, right? Sometimes we don't know if you just kind of clicked and went, I don't know, I don't care. It was like a swipe, what is it, swipe right, swipe left, I guess, whatever, on a dating app. Or was it like, yes, please, I really want to play there. So that's the section, if you really want to play with us, tell us, because if we're watching the film and loving it, we want you to want it too.
Yeah.
We want it to be mutual.
It's important for filmmakers to understand, yes, the festival is going to do a lot of marketing and promotion, but they have 100 or 200 or 300 films, however big the festival is. So no one is going to be a better champion for you than you. The festival is definitely going to help you. It's a good vehicle to get there. But at the end of the day, you gotta show some love for your own movie. And a good place to do that is the cover letter.
And regardless of whether you're selected, you doing all that work and thinking about it sets you up for wherever you play to have a successful screening. It sets you up to be ready to talk to distributors when they knock on your door.
So in general, I think it's safe to say this myth totally busted. Cover letters are important. You should always write them. So next myth, festival programmers all know each other and they talk.
I don't know, Rudy. Do we know each other?
Hello, Wyoming Film Festival.
Well, hello, Dances with Films, New York and LA.
The truth is, we actually have communities that we talk in, just like filmmakers talk on Reddit. And oftentimes we'll work for multiple festivals, whether it's announced that we work for them or not, publicly. So yeah, we enjoy our community just like you enjoy your filmmaker community.
And just like any community, we have all the different kinds of relationships with each other. Some of us are close, some of us are cordial, some of us maybe don't like each other. It's just like normal life, right? I would want to say that because the filmmaker and film festival communities, especially with independent films, are rather small, please be mindful of how you are presenting yourself on a anonymous message board like Reddit, because it's really not as anonymous as you think.
Reddit is not as anonymous as you think. Be careful what you say and how you present yourself.
You want to behave as if people know who you are. You don't want to be trolling. You don't want to be talking badly about other festivals. And also keep in mind that the people that you're talking to, you may be legitimately talking to a programmer. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind as you're interacting on the Reddit.
I know that some festivals might have their own individual list of filmmakers they don't want to work with. Maybe they've had poor relationships with them in the past. But usually when I'm talking with other festival people, it's in a positive light of filmmakers. Usually it's the opposite of a blacklist. Usually it's, hey, they submitted this film to us. We loved it. It's a great film. They were communicative, as you were saying. You should check them out. There are festivals that I make recommendations to fairly often. I think it's fair to say that the heart of this myth, do festivals talk to each other? It's true. Festivals talk. We've got more festival myths coming, and we've got more tea to spill, but before we get to that, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and support us for the work that we're doing here. Thank you very much. Next myth, festivals only notify accepted films early, and if you don't hear early, that means you don't have a chance of getting into the festival. Is that true, or is that busted?
Very busted.
All the time I'll see on Reddit that folks would be like, I saw my friend's film was accepted at a festival. Does that mean it's over for everybody? Absolutely not. It's usually because we're trying to fit in as many like films as we can. Like sometimes I will go to the rest of my team and be like, I have fantastic submissions. Can we make more space for them? Because all these folks really deserve opportunities, and there's all sorts of like logistics, right? You know that.
Yeah, I think part of this myth is the idea that film festivals are run like Fortune 500 companies and everything is really regimented and we're all super, super organized. We are people that are passionate about films. Pretty much all of us have other jobs.
Yeah.
And, you know, the timing of when people are notified has a lot to do with, oh, when can I get around to notifying? Oh, I have this to-do list. It's also a collaboration between our programming heads. We check in with each other. We're communicative. So there may be a film that I see in narrative shorts that I think, you know what? That feels like a pilot. It's like, where do we think this fits? Let's hold on to it for a while. The other thing is we have a whole bunch of volunteer screeners. So I may assign out films to a screener that come in right at the beginning of the submission cycle. And if that screener has something come up in their life and I don't notice for a month that there's a film that they didn't get to, I have to remind them, oh great, I'll get to that. Maybe they don't get to it, I have to reassign it. Mm-hmm. It's not this linear, necessarily super organized process. It does take time for us to actually watch all the films and to have multiple people watch the films. And we know how hard it is for filmmakers to be patient because you just, if we love your film, you want to hear that right away. You're sitting there with anxiety. I come to this from an acting background. You do your audition and then you move on with your life and hopefully you hear something back.
I program features on a slightly different schedule than you program shorts and other sections as well. So just because somebody in Midnight Shorts heard something doesn't mean that I'm quite at that same place, etc., etc.
And just because you submitted to Midnight Shorts doesn't mean that our Midnight programmer didn't feel it would be a better fit for a different division and kick it over to somebody else. When
it comes to when you're getting notified or not, you don't know until you know, so I would say this myth is busted. Well, we're going to get back to these festival myths in just a second, but right now, Dances with Films has a gift that they want to share with you.
Hi, filmmakers. So, for a limited number of filmmakers, we have a discount code for you to submit for our Dances with Films Los Angeles Festival. Just type in the discount code below and you will get 10% off.
All you need to do is type in that discount code that you see on the screen. I'm going to drop a link down in the description below that will take you over to Film Freeway and you can save on your submission to Dances with Films LA. This next myth, festivals don't pick films based on merit. It's all about who you know. Is that true or is that busted?
For us, it's absolutely not true. By the way, when we have to say no to an alum that we loved, that's breaks our hearts, really, honestly. But
like me, right? They've rejected me before. These two have rejected me.
You were just not selected.
Yes.
There you go.
That is a better term, right? And that really is, it's not just semantics, it really is how we feel about this. It really is. We may have loved it, but it's complicated. There are a lot of good films submitted. We may have limited slots. We have newbies, we have alum, and, you know, it's great to keep mixing that new network of Dances with Films filmmakers. I actually saw somebody post on Reddit, just got into Dances with Films with a feature. No connections, you know, all this stuff. And we just, you know, they seem to like our film and everything. And I was like, exactly. I was sitting there quietly. Exactly. I'm so happy for you. I did see that. We're looking honestly for new artists, new interesting people, talented people, and wonderful people.
And to be fair, every festival selects based on their own rubric. I know that some festivals use the Film Freeway, you know, ranking.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily how we do our programming. We have kind of a gestalt or a holistic way of looking at the film. How do we feel an audience would receive this? We are looking for films that are exciting and new and fresh, and filmmakers that are new and fresh. Our entire brand is built around finding the unknown filmmaker who should be known. We want films that people are going to leave the theater still talking about.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Certainly all about community building.
It is. So I think this myth is busted completely. I've heard you guys mention the word premiere a couple of times already. So I think this is a good time to take us to our next myth. Your premiere is very important. Is that true? Is that busted?
It can be very important because, like I said, really there are so many good films submitted. We don't have slots for all of them. We have to start thinking about that. And one thing about premieres, like Lindsay was saying, is it gives new opportunities, right? It makes sure that we're not just playing the same film that played at other festivals, right? If literally there were only a few festivals that once they played a film, those were the only films that ever played at other festivals. Nobody would want that, right? There's other interesting ideas out there. There's other talent out there. And we want to make sure those folks are highlighted too in the most spectacular way. Also, we try and bring as much industry as we can in. And with a festival like ours, it isn't so focused on celebrities, that draws an audience and such. We're looking for any aspect that can make Hollywood and agents and all those folks, distributors, excited to come and see the film.
Agreed. It is not the be-all, end-all.
It is. It's a consideration.
It is a consideration.
It's not the only thing.
No, and we also, because we exist in two markets that have so many film festivals. Is this a film that already played in this same theater, and this is going to be a very similar experience for that filmmaker and the filmmaker's audience in their viewing of it?
Good point.
I would love to have more filmmakers screen in the TCL Theater 1. The sound in there is phenomenal. It's a huge theater. You can bring all your friends. That said, there's always some films that have, already played in a market.
Yeah.
It's not very many though. So the number one thing that you can do to increase your visibility for us is to maintain that world premiere status. Mm-hmm. And it's something that filmmakers should think about as they're planning their submission strategy. Like, that's important to us. It's not important to every film festival. You can submit to us, you can world premiere with us, and then you can play other fantastic festivals that don't care about it.
One more thing, press is more likely to pick it up if it's a world premiere. If it's already played other places, it may have already had press for that. So Variety, et cetera, all these wonderful publications may have already written about it, and we want to make sure they're writing about it for you.
So I think in general, this myth, is your premiere important, true with caveats. This one kind of ruffles some feathers sometimes. Myth. Festivals only care about the money. True or busted?
We pull up in my Lamborghini outside. My dented Toyota. No, we really do this because we care. Honestly, festivals, they operate on very slim margins. And the money that you're seeing for all these fantastic events, that is not usually from submissions or ticket sales or anything. That's from like donations, right? All that stuff.
Sponsorships. Grant money.
So that's like just that, for me, it's very important. I do it because I believe in it. Definitely not the money.
Nobody is getting rich off of running a film festival. Everybody is in it for the love of the game. Because we really do appropriately vet the films, you are just making it worth our time to review your films. It's very frustrating when we review a film and we love it, and then we try to connect with the filmmaker, and then
they just ghost you.
I'm like, if I wanted that, I could go on a dating app.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like dating sometimes in that way, because you want the filmmaker to care as much about you guys as you care about them. Because if you're putting in a ton of effort to help them out, you want them to help you help them. Yeah. Don't make it hard.
Just to sort of like let you behind the curtain, as far as us with our shorts programming, the way that I review my shorts is hopefully I have a Vimeo link. I will add that to my watch later list, and then I will click play on my Apple TV. We are watching everything, and we require extensive feedback from our screeners just to provide the evidence that this has been fully vetted.
Yes. In general, I think it's fair enough to say that this myth is totally busted. Thank you very much, Lindsay, Ariana. I really appreciate you guys coming in here today, sharing all of your wisdom with us, and thank you so much for being here. And for you guys watching at home, please support the channel with a like and subscribe, and be sure to check out Dances with Films. They're open for submissions right now. I'm going to drop a Film Freeway link in the description below. As always, I've got more great videos coming, but I'll see you on the circuit.